Hey guys, it's Brendan with Tech Intel Security Training. I'm showing you today about a few things that I've realized about open source intelligence and a slew of open source intelligence tools that you can use in your personal or your professional business to do tracking of individuals or businesses or corporations. And all of these sites are, some of them are free to use, some are not. But I will give the list of these and a description of each tool in the link, in the links to them in the description below. But I hope you enjoy this, and let's take a look at them right now.
So what I wanted to show you was first this Bellingcat website. This is a really a robust tool if you're looking to go into the news and do some fact checking. Uh, Not too heavy on the fact checking, but you'll definitely be able to get a lot of information from investigations that this group is doing in terms of fighting quote unquote international crime. You will see a lot of these news stories coming out in this pane right here, the latest resources. You will be able to find a lot of information and kind of understand what different platforms are being used to leak information on things like US intelligence, other countries' intelligence groups, private intelligence communities, so on and so forth. You'll be able to really get a great idea what is going on in the open source kind of intelligence communities. A lot of times you're going to find the a lot of geolocation of photo data being introduced. There's a lot of tools that I offer in my open source intelligence course that are going to be it's a lot of bookmarks into all the tools that is used in this in this industry. So, like I said, you'll be able to go through and just find all sorts of investigations going on in other countries like the United Arab Emirates and Russia, Ukraine, Mexico, things like that. Not so much on China going on, but you'll find some funny stories about what's going on in the um, the QAnon stuff, and just a lot of good information here. A lot of guides that they've put together, resources to give you a pretty good understanding of how teams are using and state terrorist actors are using these tools to kind of leak quote unquote evidence and to how they use intelligence in the world, and how this is used to blackmail, bully, and bribe essentially across the world. And you're gonna find that the this is a good site to find those kinds of resources for news related stuff. The next one is called Open Corporate. So this one is really awesome because you're going to really be able to use this. This is one of the largest open database of companies in the world, and it put together a lot of information about its officers, about companies. You'll be able to do advanced web searches and get company data at scale on organizations and be able to verify identity of businesses at scale. So this is part of like what people do when they go to do uh, gathering of data and find sources that verify identities of businesses and who works for who, things like that. And there are a lot of paid. This isn't necessarily free, but although you can do a search and it'll show you data about a company. So I'm just gonna put a company that's well known here, and it's gonna do its search here, and it's gonna show you anything that comes up for Amazon, and you're gonna find a lot. So there's a lot under Amazon, right? Because Amazon has a lot of companies that a lot of sellers that work for it and do business with it. So you're going to find a lot of information. But if you look to the right here, you're able to filter this as a by jurisdiction, by data held. So there's a lot of different information you can kind of sift through. If you're looking for a company that you have no information about, this is really helpful to kind of help you narrow your search down by criteria. And sometimes you're going to find this company type right here is really useful, because sometimes you're looking for an LLC, or you're looking for maybe you're not looking for an LLC, but you're looking for some sort of domestic company that's a corporation. So this is a really good tool to kind of filter. If you've done open source intelligence gathering before, you really the trick here, and this is what I teach in my course, is that you really don't have a lot of information sometimes when you're going to look and do some research. And sometimes all you have to go by is maybe a location, or maybe a state, or maybe a country, or maybe you only have maybe the company, like a financial transaction that you're looking to filter your search criteria by. This is a really good source for you to kind of go by those sorts of kind of minutia of data, and kind of try to link evidence together based on your search and whatever you're trying to search for, and link it to the next thing you want to search for, which will give you potentially something else to look into about what you're looking into. And so the next one that I want to go to is the OCCRP ID. The OCCRP stands for Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project. So this is a open source project that has been worked on, that helps people actually helps to create a network to trace people and companies and assets across the globe. So what you can do is use this. This is a index of private public registries for company, land, and court records. So this is pulling together over a thousand sources from 181 countries. So this is this is really cool too, because you can, if you're looking for something and you're investigating something, you can file a new request and ask their researchers to help you. So I found that this is a really good way of utilizing other people and resources to help you with your requests and your open source intelligence gathering. And so this is where you can go in and search the catalog of research databases by region, by country, by types. So there is a lot of interesting information you can gather by using this site. And I just thought to include it in this. So let us move along here, because we're kind of, this is a lot of information, and I understand this is not all of the tools that could be used. There are a ton more that are in my course, my OSINT course that I offer, that is really valuable information. But the next one I want to go through is OSINT framework. So this one's actually my favorite, because it really helps to kind of mind map what the OSINT framework is in a nutshell. And it's really great because there are so much information that you get in the technology and the intelligence community, that this site helps you kind of break it down into really, really understandable maps and information. So if you click on here, if you have a username, what you could break this into is going to these username search engines and specific sites. And this is going to list out all the different kinds of sites and information you can use to go through and find whatever it is you want if you have a username. And you can search all these different kinds of tools for a username. If you have an email address, let's look at that one. Let's kind of unexpand that one. If you only have an email address, you can do an email search. Here are some tools for email search, common email formats, email verification. I mean, there's the list goes on, right? Like, there's breach data information. The Have I Been Pawned website is a really good one. If you have an email address, you want to see if someone's been pawned, you will be able to get their email address. And then the information you find on this is really just, it is astounding, all the information you can find on this OSINT framework site. It's just it's kind of a lot. But it really helps to kind of break down, if you have one of these pieces of information, this is like This is gold, so this is definitely something I bookmark. And the list goes on. I'm not going to spend all the time going through this, but you get the gist of it, right? Like if you have an IP address or a domain name, you can go through all these. I mean, this is golden. Like if you want to find out anything about OSINT, this is my favorite site. But the list goes down. I mean, on and on and on. And someone who you want to look up to if you want to star the project on GitHub, I definitely recommend doing that. Person that put this together did a lot of research, and look at this part here too. Is these keys here, the TDRM, is really important um, to understand when you're going through all these different lists of different websites. So the next one I want to go into is Micah Hoffman's personal blog. It's Web Breacher, and this one is super cool because he dedicated his time and his all that he's done in the OSINT community, and he's created his own tool called My OSINT Training. And I definitely recommend looking at this guy's stuff. He has a resource tool called Smart, and it's a one-stop shop for aggregation of OSINT, start.me data. I shared some of this stuff in the in the Facebook group, the Intelligence Tech Gurus group, listing out all this guy's stuff that he found in one of his earlier posts. But he essentially built a tool that searches over 240 OSINT start.me pages, which give you a lot of data, and a lot of research time can be kind of the amount of research time it shortens if you use this tool. So I definitely recommend his stuff. And there was a spyonweb.com. I don't know why it's not letting me go to this site, but I think it's because of my browser settings. It's trying to make sure that I'm not a bot, and I have my browser settings in a certain way that the Cloudflare is thinking I'm a bot. But another one, like I said, spy on me or spyonweb.com is another great tool to use. It takes information from a lot of public sources and makes it easy for you to search about websites, and puts it all in your hands. So I'm gonna keep on going here. So the other tool to use is called Free Public Data Search. It's xlek.com, and you can search about anyone first and last name and or what state they're in. They claim to be transforming the world of public data for one simple purpose: to make U.S. public data available to everyone free of charge. And this includes public information like marketing data, property records, vehicle records, court records, patents, business registration, domain name registration, and White House visitation records. Sometimes you can find stuff like, whoever would have thought your information's on a White House visitation record that can be used to find information about you using other sorts of sites. And this makes it easy because it just consolidates it into one platform, which is awesome. The next one, the second to last one I want to show you, Intelligence X. This is intelx.io. This is a European search engine that is amazing. So you can put in a domain, a URL, an email, IP address, a Bitcoin address, anything you want, and this is going to do you can also do an advanced search too. So there is anything you want to look through, like a Tor address. It's going to search for things on the darknet, but that stuff's in the pro version of this. So keep in mind here, there is the free parts of these sites are really great, but sometimes paying for it I definitely recommend if you are working as a professional in this community. But this is one of my favorite sites. So I'm gonna document or bookmark that. The last one is called nerdydata.com, and this one is pretty awesome. This one gives you a list of websites that use certain technologies plus their company and spend data. This is something that I think is going to become a lot more popular as it gets utilized more and more. So a lot of people have a lot of live websites go through these platforms like Zendesk, Shopify, Stripe, WooCommerce, things like that. This company Nerdy Data is one of the kind of the marketing spin-offs of uh so sorry. So yeah, this is where you can put in a type of website that you want to do some OSINT research on, and it'll give you a lot of information. So I hope this gives you guys a good idea as to what is out there. This is just a quick little list that I jotted together to give you an idea as to what I will be able to give you in my OSINT course that I'm coming out with. My OSINT course is going to be showing you the basics of what you can do to put together an OSINT profile in any sort of intelligence gathering mission that you're on, whether you're a beginner, whether you're someone who's already a pro that wants a new perspective on OSINT. I have information that will knock your socks off, but I put a list of bookmarked websites that will give you a ton of OSINT tools all in one place. And I will also put together, I have a list of PDFs that I've generated to help you do OSINT intelligence gathering that is going to knock your socks off. So if you're interested, let me know. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Tech Intel Security Training. I also have a Facebook group called Intelligence Tech Gurus on Facebook. If you want to join, there's a ton of free training there. I hope this helps you guys and gives you a better understanding of the different types of tools that you can use on your OSINT journey. But for now, like and subscribe to my YouTube. My Rumble channel is coming out soon for Tech Intel Security Training, so look out for that and subscribe to my channel on Rumble as well. And I hope you guys have an excellent morning, evening, and afternoon and night.